Hello, 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 Cancer. What do we have for you today? So I've got your cards out here. You've got a little bit of a sneaky sneak here in the middle. I am seeing all of this as your energy though, and I'll kind of talk you through it in a minute. Let's just run through the intuitive stuff and then I can kind of come back to this. So the first song that I kind of channeled that kind of got stuck in my head was Knights of Cydonia by, I want to say The Killers, but I'll have to check that up. I can't remember who it's by. All the songs will be in the description box down below for you. And if you don't like the intuitive messages or you feel like they're not fitting, you can always hit that timestamp down below and it'll take you to when I start to pull cards from the top. Sometimes it's the same message, just a bit more detail, and sometimes it's a completely different message. So you may feel that the card reading suits you better. If I say anything in the intuitive messages and it fits, then pay a little bit of extra attention, because it could be that they're trying to get your attention to something that I'm saying around that point. If it doesn't fit and it's not for you, that's fine. Just leave it for somebody else. It's kind of like, sometimes it has a tendency to zero in on somebody and sometimes it's kind of a bit more broad. So take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. And yeah, let's keep going. So then I saw, it's a little bit saucy, this one. I saw a big pink bar of soap. So a big square, very pink bar of soap. It was like a very girly pink colour. And I could see it was almost like somebody was in the bath. They weren't stood up. The leg was kind of like sideways, but it was like the upper leg, probably of a woman. And there were like a few soap suds there. So I think like it was kind of like shown to me like this with the brand name on it, and then it was like it got dropped, or like somebody like couldn't hold the bar of soap. It was like slipping through the fingers. So there could be something there for somebody. I feel like it's probably a metaphor, but I'm not quite understanding what it is. It kind of looked a bit like an advert to me, like, oh, we've got this brand of soap, oh, it's slippy and so bubbly, like that kind of thing. I don't know. Then I had a dream. Now I know what triggered this dream, but I feel again it could be somewhat symbolic. It could mean something to somebody, so I'm going to run through it with you. I went through for a walk the other day and I saw, it was like a Batmobile. It was so sexy. It was this black Lamborghini, and like it just kind of like was purring up the road, and I was like, Batmobile, I love it. I think I even like bit my lip and everything. I was like, hi Batmobile. And it was kind of like in this certain area, and it made me think of this customer that used to come into, when I used to work in a men's brand clothing store. There was a customer that used to come in all the time. He was super, super nice. He was a little bit old, like of an older gentleman, and he would come in and sometimes he'd shop for himself, but I think he felt a bit like embarrassed because it was like a younger men's store. I think he was a bit like, is this really for me? But it was kind of like, it's jeans, dude. Everybody can wear jeans. But he'd come in and he'd shop for his son as well. So he was just really, really friendly. And every time he came in, we'd always have a chat. And I know that he had a car sales like garage in this certain area where I saw the Batmobile. And I was thinking, I wonder if he's doing really well for himself. I wonder if he's like leveled up to like Lamborghini level of his business. It wasn't him. It's just, you know, like sometimes you make an association in your head. Someone pops into your head. So I dreamt about Car Dad. So there wasn't anything to it really, other than like I just remember seeing him and being like, oh hi, in this dream. But then the dream kind of changed, and it was like I was like I was a childminder or something, and I wasn't myself, and I must have had about 5 children around me, like on this sofa, and so somebody dropped off the kid with me, like I was like a childminder. This man dropped off this kid, and I was watching the telly, and a song came on, and I started singing the song as I was talking to the dad who was dropping off the kids, and then in the dream it was like the person that I was either in a relationship with or a person who was interested in me was across the room from me, and they were looking at me, and I thought, oh no, they think that I'm singing this song to the dad who's dropping off the children. And so I was like singing this song, and all the kids were singing the song with me, but I was looking directly at this person across the room, like they were in this armchair. I can't picture what they look like or anything like that. But they were in this armchair and they were looking at me, and I was looking directly in their eyes and singing this song directly to them. And I was saying, it's only you that I'm interested in, okay? You've got nothing to worry about here. So don't worry about what you see, don't worry about anything else that's going on. I am telling you now, I'm looking directly at you, singing this song to you, and you know that you're my person. It's like this is what was happening in this dream. So I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who is a little bit jealous. I don't know if it could be like somebody's seen something and they've misinterpreted what's going on. Maybe they've seen something or like, I don't know, it's like they've seen something, they've misinterpreted what's happening. So yeah, I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who's particularly jealous, or you've misinterpreted something and you're a little bit jealous, but it's kind of like the point of the dream was like reassuring that person. Yeah, that's it. So the next song that I got through intuitively was Just the Two of Us by Will Smith. Then I got Diamond Heart by Alan Walker, which to me is my Libra song. So I was thinking, why is Cancer getting my Libra song? It was kind of as I was just getting ready to do the reading that this song came through. But that song is actually, see, Libra has the diamond heart. They're made of diamond. They can, they're willing to risk themselves in love. So I feel like this is Cancerian energy saying, if I had a diamond heart, I'd be unbreakable. I'd, bend like a tulip, walk through the bullet. It's like almost like I would do anything for love, which then gave me the song by Meatloaf. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. It's kind of like, I feel like you're starting to draw boundaries, Cancer. It's like I think a little bit like Pisces, sometimes you can get a bit swept away, and Libra as well, actually, having said that, you can sometimes get a little bit swept away by the romance, especially like a new relationship. It's kind of like you do anything to keep that person in your life, or you really want to please them, or like you would, you'd bend over backwards, you bend like a tulip to make, to make peace with that person, to make things concordial and like, yeah, just to have that kind of like tranquil relationship. But sometimes it does mean you're a bit of a pushover sometimes, which led me to kind of like thinking about your sign. Now, you are an interesting mix, Cancer, because you are what's called a negative sign, which actually means that you are one of the 6 yin signs. So it means that you can be a little bit more passive, a little bit more going with the flow. You don't necessarily like to take the reins of a situation, but you are also a cardinal sign. Now, the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. And what that means is that you're more likely to tackle problems head on. You're more likely to kind of be like, right, let's get this sorted out. I'm not sleeping on this. I'm not leaving it till tomorrow. Let's get this done. Or like kind of like this energy of kind of taking the lead in situations, especially if something comes up that's a bit of a drama. So you've got this interesting mix of like passive and like sort of bossy energy as well, which is really interesting because you think of it like the yin energy is feminine, and your goddess is actually Artemis. She was a feminine god, but she was like a warrior queen. She was the goddess of the moon. She wanted to live independently in the woodland. She had like her tribe of women, but she was not a pushover. She was not to get messed with. And I think this is what perhaps I've been overlooking with your sign as well, because the energy that I've been picking up on a lot recently is this very watery energy of almost like, and I'm sorry, Cancer, you've been in the naughty corner with my guides recently. It's like Cancer keep getting told off, and it was kind of like Scorpio that was in trouble all the time, and now it's you, and I'm afraid. But I feel like you're coming out of it, because I was picking up on this almost like victim mentality energy, or like, being a bit of a drama queen, being a bit of a like almost like playing the victim in a situation of like, oh, why me? Oh no, everybody's so mean to me. And it wasn't taking any kind of responsibility for, I'm not saying this is definitely you, right? There's different people coming to this reading, but there was this one energy that I was picking up on that was very kind of like, very passive, very like, everything happens to me. But I see here, you standing up for yourself. This is like 7 of Wands energy here. This is you. I feel like you've made a decision. with the Chariot card there. Chariot card talks about bringing both sides of yourself into balance so you can take forward action. So it's like you've made a decision, you've made your mind up, you're getting in your car and you're going, whatever that means. It's like you know where you want to go. Now, this could be in relation to some kind of community group or a place where you have a lot of friendship ties, a place where you feel like, you know, it's a place where you can go out and celebrate. It's like get together energy. So this represents some kind of community of people around you, friendship, family, colleagues, where you have a good time with them. These are kind of like, this is kind of like your soul tribe, your soul family. So you're thinking of this place where you want to get together with people. I feel like you're missing people. You have a lot of love to give in the situation because you're really coming through as this Queen of Cups energy. So whether, no matter what your gender, this card is representing your energy at the moment. So again, negative yin energy, right? It's interesting you have both the yin and the yang really with, you know, within your sign. So this is you kind of making that decision, being like, I have a huge amount of love to give here. I need these social connections. I need these social ties. I want to share my energy with other people. So you're making a decision, you're standing up for yourself, or you're being quite guarded about this decision, but you are getting ready to take action. So what I was noticing on this Artemis card, I'm getting a really sore throat. I don't know if you're having trouble communicating something. This is like my throat chakra. My throat's gone so sore as I'm talking. It's actually struggled to talk. But you can see she's reaching for an arrow. It's either like she's reaching, she's getting ready to communicate, or she's having trouble taking the action or having trouble communicating something. I'm just going to have a bit of a sip of my coffee because it's like I normally have coffee shop with Capricorn. I feel like I'm having coffee shop with Cancer today. Like, Okay, let's keep going. So yeah, I feel like I'm really drawn to kind of how you are ruled by the moon, and the moon goes in cycles. You know, it wanes and it wans, and it's full and it's a new moon. So you may find if you are a feminine energy, you may want to track your menstrual cycle. You know, you can get these really cool tracker apps now. I need to do one myself where it's like you enter the information and then it starts to predict your cycle. So it's almost like you'll be able to see, you'll know what your mood's going to be like in a few days ahead because of the cycle. So it actually helps you to predict what mood you're going to be in so that you can almost like modify your schedule around your mood. So instead of being a victim of your mood, like, oh, I'm on my period, oh, I'm so weepy, it's like you can then start to take ownership of it and say, right, okay, I know that on Thursday, that's the day when I get really upset. So I'm not going to schedule anything social for that day. I'm going to clear my calendar. I'm going to make it so that I can just have a day in bed watching weepy movies. So it's almost like you'll be able to plan ahead mood wise. So that may be helpful to you, it may not be, but there is something to do with Cancerian energy where it ebbs and flows. You know, if you think about how the moon affects the waves, and the waves are representing your emotions, sometimes you're going to be all in your emotions, you're going to be pushed around by them, it's going to be turbulent. Sometimes the waves are going to come back and you're going to be more like this Queen of Cups who's more stable, more balanced. She's got control of her emotions, she's mature. You can't help it. You know, it's part of your spiritual and physical makeup. Whether you're female or masculine, you know, or gender neutral, you're still going to be affected by these emotional tides. It's the nature of your sign. You know, you may, some Cancerians are going to be more emotional than others. It depends on the full placement of your chart. So do go and check out your placements. You may find that you've got a huge amount of like Taurus in your chart, which makes you really grounded. Or you may find that you've got Scorpio in your chart, which makes you almost like manipulative with your emotions. So do go and check out your full chart and kind of see what that says, because that's going to help you as well. Oh, taking a breath. Okay, what else have I got? Car, something to do with cars. Like I was talking about Car Dad and the Batmobile. The Chariot card actually does represent cars, and car traveled, car journeys. You may be getting a new car, you may be traveling somewhere in your car. But what I was really noticing on here was this triangle. You can see like this canopy is of like stars, and then it's got this triangle on. Now the triangle is also alchemical symbol for I want to say air, but now that I'm saying it, I think it's fire. But I'm seeing it as air. I'm seeing it as pointing up. So to me, it's almost like this car is going to come and take flight. It's almost like, you remember Back to the Future, the car that flies. That just occurred to me then. That wasn't in my notes. But it's like you're going to go and take flight. So I don't know whether you're taking flight out of a situation. Maybe, you know, you want to go and visit friends and you need to take a flight to get to them. I don't know what that is, but there's something to do with being lifted up. I don't know if this social circle lifts you up. You can see that they're all raising the cups. So something to do with lifting up. Oh, the other thing I noticed on the cards was this card has tomatoes on it, which was really interesting because for breakfast, I actually had tomatoes for breakfast. So there could be something about tomatoes. I don't know what. And I was noticing these interesting shaped pebbles around the feet of the Queen of Cups. Don't worry too much about what it says down here. If it's relevant, it is. If it's not, don't worry about it. It's a very, very, very loose translation of what the card means. But yeah, those kind of pebbles, I don't know, maybe someone collects colourful pebbles, or I was kind of getting chocolates. Maybe you've got like chocolates in colourful foil. Maybe you got some for Valentine's Day. But yeah, those pebbles were really drawing my attention, and I'm not quite sure why. You may have some sort of obstacles. So you want to take flight, you want to move, take action. Oh, I wanted to say actually before I get onto this, on Friday, so tomorrow, I don't know what day it is anymore, it's the first quarter moon, and with the moon being your ruling planet, you may feel particularly affected by this. It's a time when the kind of placement of it and everything that's going on with the moon on Friday is that a little bit of conflict may arise, a little bit of drama, possibly within your social circle. You know, maybe people will fall out, maybe someone will get a bit defensive, maybe someone will come for you and you'll have to defend yourself in some way. It's kind of a bit of drama and discord and kind of a bit of high emotions running there. There may be a real need to take action, maybe to take control of a situation as well. So just be aware that Friday, tomorrow, it's the first quarter moon, it may particularly affect you. So now that you know it's coming, you can maybe just go and like, you know, like I'm going watching a weepy movie and let me know when the drama's over. You don't have to be like the cause of the drama. So yeah, so this obstacle, so I'm seeing as some sort of obstacle. So either this is all you taking action, or you want to get here, but there's obstacles in your way. And it gave me, I'm going on a bear hunt. So this is a children's book, a poem. I really, really like it. I used to do it with my children. So it's, I'm going on a bear hunt. I'm not scared. So maybe that's like Artemis. I'm going on a bear hunt. She was the huntress. Maybe you've watched Birds of Prey, I don't know. So I can't go through it. I can't go under it. I'm going to have to go over it. So what I'm getting here, Cancer, is like if you have, when it's like a general thing, it's like you're now coming to this realization that, okay, when I hit a blockage, when I hit an obstacle, when I face opposition, I don't have to retreat into my shell and cry. I don't have to be like, why does this always happen to me? It's almost like self-empowerment, where it's like, okay, I'm going to look at this logically. I know where I want to go. I know that I can't do it this way. Can I do it that way? No, I can't do it that way. Can I do it this way? Yes, I can. Right, I'm going to go that way. So it's this very logical approach where you're not letting failure kind of dissuade you. Because as I was kind of like going through the cards and deciding which cards to pull out, I kind of ran across the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups, and I just very strongly was like, no, that's not what Cancer's energy is doing at the moment. So the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups as well, they kind of talk about sulking a bit, having a bit of a, being like, oh, I'm not getting involved, I don't want to do it, I don't want to play, you're not my friend, that kind of energy. And it means you're going to miss out on an opportunity, but you're not doing that, Cancer. You're out of your emotions and you're seeing some kind of opportunity. You're like, yes, that's where I want to go. So you're taking action. So I'm really, really happy with you, Cancer, because I don't like having to give you a hard time in my readings. I want you to be doing well. So this is good energy. But the key thing to take away, be aware that your energy goes in cycles, especially your emotional energy. Try to kind of get used to it so that you can predict it and understand your own emotional cycles so that you can work with it rather than trying to kind of fight the tide. I got Doctor Who as well for some reason. What did I get Doctor Who from? I can't remember, but it's there. Okay, the first song that randomised for you on Spotify as I was pulling your cards was, as I was setting up the cards, was Zombie. Now, it's the song that was originally by the Cranberries, but this version was by Bad Wolves. That's where I got Doctor Who from, Bad Wolf, right? If you know, what was her name? I've got all the companions' names in my head except for Rose Tyler. I don't want to kind of spoil it too much, but she had this Bad Wolf storyline, so you can go and watch that if you want. It's the season with Christopher Eccleston in. But that song is When the Violence Causes Silence, Who Are We Mistaking or Mistaken? So this song, the way I interpret it and the way I believe it was written, it was about the conflicts between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, and also the involvement of the British Parliament. So there's a long-standing kind of feud between Protestants and Catholics, or the North and the Republic of Ireland. This is a very, very, very like surface level brief explanation, and also English involvement in Ireland, Irish politics. So there's people who want Irish rule, there's people who like the British rule, there's different sides of the religious debate. It's a whole thing. And I think it was like in the 90s. I can even have trouble kind of remembering when exactly this was happening. But there was a series of terrorist attacks, quite frankly, where Irish, the IRA, I feel like it was the IRA, militants kind of set bombs around different places, and it was bad, particularly in Manchester, where I live in Manchester, so I can remember these things happening. There was a big bomb attack on Manchester, which they did warn people about. There was it's kind of like the gentlemanly setting of bombs. So they set the bomb in Manchester, they warned people, the police were able to get everybody out of Manchester. I don't think anyone died. A lot of people were injured. And the bomb went off and kind of destroyed centre of Manchester. I remember this happening. I remember, friends in school saying to me, oh, my auntie was there, I was there, we had to get out and all this kind of stuff. So it was scary. But the idea was to make an impact and disrupt daily life. I don't think the intention was to kill people at that time. But the song particularly refers to a bombing in Wakefield, where there was a car bomb. Again, I don't think they necessarily intended to hurt anybody, but two little boys were playing in the car when the bomb went off, and the two little boys died. I'm crying. So this song is very emotional. She says lines like, it's not me, it's not my family. It's almost like that heartlessness of, well, it's not my family that's affected. Or like, a mother's head hangs lowly, darling slowly taken. It's so upsetting, this song. When the violence causes silence, who are we mistaken? So it's like, it's in your head, zombies. To me, the kind of, what this song is saying, it's like, it's people who are holding on to old grudges. It's people who are holding on to grudges of the past, or ideologies of the past. Almost like the causes of all this were legitimate. People had legitimate complaints about the way things were being run, politics wise. But I think, when it escalates, when grudges escalate into violence, and it causes the death of the innocent, is that really the right way of going about things? And then I think there was a real twist of public opinion against the IRA when things like that happened. So this leads me to like people like Jeremy Corbyn, who was, I see, as somebody who was a peacemaker. He negotiated peace deals with the leaders of the opposition, of who are seen to be the leaders of the terrorists in some people's eyes. And again, there's a lot of grey areas, there's a lot of this, one side and another. I'm not taking sides here. I actually you know, when all this was happening, when I was a teenager, the person that I met, the Beast, was from an Irish family on his father's side. So to me, I didn't care. I was like, I don't care. I'm English. I was like, I don't care where people are from. You know, if you're a good person, you're a good person. That's the end of it. So there's something to that. There's something to holding on to old grudges. It could just be like on a friendship level. Fighting. What's the impact of the fighting? Is the fighting impacting innocent people, particularly children? Because you've got a lot of children's stuff coming through on this reading. Is somebody holding on to grudges of the past? Is somebody... it's this thing as well about it's not me, it's not my family. It's almost like... it's like, think of the children. It's almost coming through us. Think of the children. We're 25 minutes in and I've not even like started pulling cards yet. But there's something to... I was talking about Jeremy Corbyn as well. Like, there's something to do with the negotiator, the person who brokers peace, the person who gets both sides to talk, who reaches a resolution that suits both sides, you know, an agreement that suits both sides. That's much better than running around sticking car bombs around the place, in my opinion. So negotiation, not war, is the message that's coming through. And then really interesting again, so I don't know if there's like two sides here to something, because the second song that randomized, and I love this song so much, it's like, meaningful for me, is Me Versus Us by Tayla Parx. It's the acoustic version. So yeah, that had me crying as well. But yeah, Me Versus Us, it's almost like, it's not even you versus me, it's me versus us. It's, you know, the things, maybe your own anxieties in the situation, or your own fears, or your own doubts getting in the way of making some kind of partnership happen, possibly. It's like it's almost like you're your own worst enemy. It's in, you know, the song Cranberries, it's in your head, it's in your head. Me Versus Us. So yeah, it's like, stop letting your own self-doubt about a situation ruin something, possibly. Again, that thing about the dream that I had, where it's like somebody was like jealous. Are you getting jealous for no reason? Are you inventing something that's not there? So, right, okay. And let's get you a song on camera. See what you get on camera. Oh, as well, as soon as I listened to that Me Versus Us song, my chest closed up. It's like all the air was sucked out of the room. I couldn't breathe. My heart was racing. So I don't know this. I don't know if somebody does this to you. They're giving me take my breath away. Right, okay. Let's get you a song on camera then, Cancer. So, song on camera for Cancer's reading, please. Hello by Tori Kelly and Big Sean. And then we've got an advert. Car advert, do you see? Okay. I just listened to a little bit of it just to remind myself of the lyrics. And I also Googled who wrote it, because I know Tayla Parx wrote, who was the person who was randomized on the last song. I know she wrote some songs for Tori Kelly. So I was like, did she write that one? And that's actually how I came across Tayla Parx, because I kind of like stumbled over Tori Kelly because she wrote a song about coffee, and I was like, I like coffee. And then like, I think Tayla Parx wrote that song. And then so I became aware of Tayla Parx, and I was like, oh my gosh, she wrote that song that I really like. And then it was like she was everywhere then. It was bizarre. But yeah, so she didn't write this one. But hello, Tori Kelly. So she's saying, I don't want to be the last one standing. I don't want to be the lonely one. I don't want to be picking petals when the party's over. So fill up my cup, drown me in love, because I'm hollow. So yeah, here you go. Here's you sat there with that cup, ready to have your cup filled, like with love. Then again, it doesn't have to be a specific person, but it could just be a community, like you know, friendship group. It's like I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, I'm emotionally ready, and I need you to fill up my hollow cup. Lewd. So yeah, I don't know. It's like she wants to get over here and have these people share their love with her. He, she, they, take it as it resonates. Right, okay. I think that's kind of this feeling though of like being a little bit hollow, like in the past, being a bit like, why would I take the cup if the cup is empty? Excuse me, I'm sorry, I can't stop burping. It's that tomato on toast that I had. Okay, let's bob Artemis up there. Artemis, can you guide this reading for us? Can we look after Cancerian energy, please? Observer on the bottom. Getting a lot of observation stuff. I think everybody's stalking everybody on social media in lockdown. Right, okay. Can I get a card, please, for what's going on for Cancer at the moment? What would you like to talk about today for Cancer? What would you like to talk about today for Cancer, please? Peace. So yeah, wanting peace or trying to broker peace. Look at that dove coming in with the olive branch there. It's like they're giving me another Tayla Parx song now. It said, I don't want to fight. Hang on, I'm just trying to get the opening line because they're giving me a middle of kind of like the middle of a bit of it. Oh, give me a second. No, I have to show you. It's 11:11, and that's my Batman symbol. Really into Batman. Yeah, it's 11:11 on the clock as I'm doing this. I'm trying to Google the lyrics for "Fight" by Tayla Parx. Here we go. This time I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying right now I wanna get along, baby. I don't wanna fight. Neither of us has to shoulder the blame. You could be mad as hell, I'd still love you the same. Baby, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna fight tonight. Girl, if I'm losing sleep, I'd rather be rolling around messing up all the I love her. She's so good. So I'm going to make that a note of that song for you as well. So here you go. You don't want to fight anymore. You want to have peace. You want to have tranquility in some kind of relationship or some kind of situation or just in general. And it's a change, right? It's a change. Changing of mindset from feeling combative, feeling confrontational, understanding that the only way to stop any kind of war or disagreement or disruption is to negotiate. It's not to stand there screaming and shouting at each other. That's not going to get you anywhere. You have to have that emotional calm. You have to listen to the other person. You have to express your point of view and then negotiate some kind of agreement between you both. Or you just want to go somewhere where you just feel that sense of peace and tranquility. And it's like, maybe you're in a friendship group now where it's like there's always drama and you're like, I'm so over it. I feel like that's where you've been though. I feel like you've been in that place where it's like, I'm over it. And now you're going towards like a group of people or a place that where it's like, these are the people I get along with. There's no like disharmony over here. So there's something like that going on for you there. And it's a change. 2 and 3 make 5. So it's a change. Time for a nap. Yeah, maybe you're on your period. Cancer. Maybe you just need to go and have a nap. That fox there as well. I'm seeing a lot of foxes around at the moment. TikTok. Yeah, it's time for a nap. Time for a nap. Change, chaos and conflict. Yeah. Okay. So exactly what I was saying. I can't make it up. I can't make it up, right? I can't do card tricks. 5, 6, 3, 6. I don't know if those numbers are particularly relevant. But chaos and conflict, again, this is indicating a change for me. So interestingly, your Artemis card says individualization or individuation. I'm seeing it as being an individual. Seeing it as being authentic. Authentic to who you are. Not trying to wear some kind of mask, wear some kind of put on a show in order to fit in with others. So I feel like you've been in a situation where it's like a friendship group or a workplace, a family, some kind of situation where you've been trying to fit in with others, and you're starting to realize that all that does is it brings about chaos and conflict, differences of opinion. You're not happy. It's like you're not happy there. These aren't your people. This is not your soul tribe, because you never, there's always conflict. It's never easy. It's never like, you don't see eye to eye, you don't think the same way, you don't have the same moral values. And so trying to dress up, you're a zebra and you're trying to dress up as a giraffe, but you're never going to be able to reach as high as all the other giraffes, because that's not what you were made for. That's not who you are. So you've realized this, I think. You may have done a little bit of kind of a bit of a timeout, a bit of Four of Swords energy, where it's like, I need to take myself out of this situation. I need to withdraw. I need to get a sense of perspective here. And then in doing that, you've kind of realized who you are authentically, what your belief system is, what you want, what your opinions are. And you're realizing that you can't go back to the same place because you don't fit in there anymore. It's just going to be more chaos and conflict. So you're thinking, right, okay, I feel like you've got your eye on something where it's like you're starting to realize the people, the places, the things that do make you happy. And you're almost like realizing who you are as a person and finding some kind of acceptance in that. So a scenario, and it doesn't have to be this, I'm just giving you an example of what could have happened, is like you were at a workplace, going out with a friendship group. You were doing it almost like Groundhog Day. It was just what was done. You didn't even think particularly that there was anything else. Maybe, you didn't, it never felt easy. It never felt easy. It always felt like you were at odds with everybody around you. But you were too busy to kind of think about it. Then lockdown happened, and, you were working from home. You were separated. You couldn't go out anymore with this friendship group. So you weren't going out drinking anymore. You were out of the kind of office environment where, you were doing the day-to-day, and you were at home and you were on your own, and you were like, I don't miss these people. I don't miss these people. There's no conflict now. I've got peace and quiet. I don't think I want to go back to that job. I don't think I want to go out with those people anymore. I don't think they're my friends. I don't think they're my people. It could be that while you're at home, you've met people online and you're like, oh my God, these people share my opinions. They share my values. This is my people. This is where I feel like I can be my authentic self. So something like that could have happened, but there is this real sense of kind of like getting away from the chaos and conflict. I don't want to fight, figuring out how to make peace, looking at things from different perspectives, not just your own perspective about what you want, and not trying to like bulldoze that, but also being considerate of others. So it could be that you're going back to the same situation, but you're seeing it in a very different light. You're like, I'm going back there, but it's not going to be the same. We're not having this anymore. I'm going to do this. So I feel like maybe you're being the peacekeeper in the situation. Time for a nap, TikTok, peace, chaos and conflict. Maybe you're scared of going back to a situation where there was chaos and conflict. You're like, is it going to be the same, or are things going to have changed? I have to say, I felt really scruffy as well. I'm in my just my sweatshirt. I'm just keeping warm in the house. It's cropped, so it's quite cute, but like I really felt like, oh, I'm doing Cancer's reading. Cancer's kind of fancy. And I was kind of looking at this like peach negligee dress thing that I've got, which is like a silky fabric, and I was like, that's much more, it's like kind of like a shell pink as well. I was like, that's much more of an appropriate fabric for Cancer. But I was like, I'm not putting that on because I'll be cold. So you get in my sweatshirt. But again, it's almost that thing of like, I almost felt like I had to get dressed up for the reading. So maybe this is what it is for you. It's like, I want people who accept me in my sweatshirt. I want people to accept me like when I'm scruffy. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to dress up to impress people all the time. Something like that. All tied up. This is very Cancerian energy. That damsel in distress, right? Oh, come save me. Where's my handsome prince? Like, yeah. Sorry, Cancer. Giving you a hard time again. I like this energy because I'm Libra. I'm all for the peacekeepers. Negotiating peacekeeping. Right, okay. Whoa, the thinking woman. This could be, oh look, there's the sun as well. That's like happiness. The thinking woman. This could be you. this could be somebody that you're connecting with. I'm going to read from the book for this one when I find the book. 47, that could be a particularly significant number for you. 4 and 7 breaks to 2 and 11 again. 11's talk about partnerships. I'm so sorry that I'm so gassy today. Which breaks down to a 2, again, 2 about partnership. So this could be somebody that you're thinking about partnering up with or getting advice from. And there's also a butterfly there. You've got a lot of stuff about change, transformation, metamorphosis. The thinking woman, female of wisdom or understanding. So this is, sorry, my video cut out. This is specifically female. This is a woman. So a lot of the time in tarot, gender is neutral. It's she, he, they, take it as it resonates. This is definitely a woman. This card shows a woman holding a book, or someone who at least identifies as woman, right? Female. This card shows a woman holding a book, standing before a staircase. I'm just a girl holding a book, standing before a staircase, telling it that I love it, ready to lead you to a higher understanding. This woman could be a friend who helps you. That was a Notting Hill reference, by the way, if you didn't get that one. This could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. This could also be a new love interest with a woman who's thoughtful, conscious and aware. Or, like the thinking man, the card could represent a side of yourself that's ready to blossom and bring clarity and assistance to the world. If so, find your voice and let your wisdom shine. Affirmation. I open my mind and heart to my inner wisdom. I am thoughtful, focused and clear. So this is what I was talking about over here, with it being like, almost like, it's almost like understanding your emotions, understanding that your emotions and feelings go in cycles. You know, sometimes you're high energy, ready to take action, you feel ballsy. Sometimes you feel a little bit more in that kind of wishy-washy kind of victim mentality mode, where you get a bit down. So understanding that you are acting in a cycle, and understanding it because you do some research. Again, it could be like using the app to kind of program in your cycles so you can start to be able to predict them and work with them. So it's understanding that your emotions are a strength. It's not something that you need to fight or be ashamed of. It's part of your nature. It's part of your physical and, spiritual makeup. It's a superpower to have this emotional strength and transformativeness of your emotions. However, you need to be able to understand it and work with it rather than letting it knock you around. So the wisdom comes in, the research, the almost like not seeing yourself in a first person view, but taking yourself out and seeing yourself almost from a higher perspective, where you analyze your behavior patterns, analyze your feelings. Like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I reacting this way? What else is going on? What are all the factors here? And then it's like it's mentally comprehending your emotions is what I'm trying to say. So it's really healthy, really, really good. Or you may just be connecting with somebody who is like a teacher, or somebody who is very knowledgeable and can help you. Could be going to see a doctor, right? I have very strong emotions around certain times of the month. Could there be something more going on here than a normal period kind of thing? Again, if you're a man, just disregard that. But it still it still could be affecting you in terms of, like, as the moon cycle changes, you may, almost like a werewolf, right? When it's a full moon, you may feel a bit crazy. So just kind of be aware of that. Maybe make a bit of a moon diary where you make a note of what the moon's doing and how you feel emotionally, and start to look for patterns. It really does feel like intellectualizing your emotions. Anything else, please, for Cancer? Plants, growth. So this is a growth process. You may feel that going out and getting into nature really, really helps you out emotionally. I know that when I feel over emotional, or just, it's like generally like a feeling of being a bit off, because I do these, you may be very highly sensitive. You may be, what's the word? When you pick up on other people's feelings and emotions, and it can be hard to tell what's your emotions and what's the emotions of people around you. So I do this as I start to tune into different energies for different signs. I do sometimes get a little bit washed away by other people's emotions. I know, like about a week ago, there was a couple of signs where there was a lot of really emotional stuff going on, and I was all in my emotions. I was really weepy, and I'm normally like this thinking woman energy, right? I'm Libra, and I'm an air sign. I'm the Justice card. So normally I'm all up in my head going like, this is ridiculous. Like, why am I crying? This is why I'm crying. Silly me for crying. I'm going to go and listen to some music. Like, I process things where when I do get into that wishy-washy emotional kind of like, I feel out of sorts, I feel like this isn't my energy. Normally what I do is I go out for a walk, and I walk kind of in nature, in the woods if I can, and I get grounded. And, you know, I actually go and physically touch trees. I touch leaves as I pass. I kind of try and do it a bit surreptitiously so I don't look too crazy. But, you know, something about being in nature, getting grounded, being earthy. So this could be something you want to also start doing. It could be simple as going out in your garden, taking your shoes off and feeling the grass with your feet. That might just be enough to kind of ground you when your emotions kind of get you all up in the air. There you go. I was talking about being all up in the air. Change wind. So what else have we got? Speaking your word, voice. Here you go. Yes, yes, yes. Shouting now. Cancer, this is it. This is it. Honey, baby, look at this. Look at this. Here you go. Here's the wind. Here's getting swept up in something, getting blown away by something. Look at that crow there as well. So it's like this chaos, this turbulence. Look, she's tied to it. Look, she's tied to it. She's all tangled up in it. It's like spiraling out, and it's like Wizard of Oz, Dorothy in the hurricane. It's getting swept. Whoop, literally, look, I just knocked it out of my hand. So what is this? Getting swept up by something, feeling like you're out of control, feeling like you're being dragged along with something, all this chaos and conflict. Look, this giraffe is breaking apart. It feels like a tower moment, right? It feels turbulent. It feels like a tower moment. It feels like you're getting swept by the universe. The rug's been pulled out from under your feet. You don't know where you're heading. But it feels really turbulent. I feel like it's a tower moment. And the point of the tower moment, scorpionic energy, is that it removes things that don't work for you. Okay, you've got 6 and 6 again. You've got so many 6s now. How many more 6s do you have? What is it with 6s at the moment? 2 and 5 make 7. 1 and 9 make 10. That's an ending and a new beginning. You've got 2, 3, 6, 5 changes. Lots of changes, new beginnings. Community, soul. 6s for me are about community. It's kind of like this energy of like soulmate connections, finding your soul tribe. Also nostalgia for the past. So I feel like something to do with the past, something to do with, look at that clock breaking apart as well. It's time for this. It's time for this. So I feel like you're trying to hold on to something. You're trying to hold on to something from the past. You've got a lot of nostalgia for a situation from the past. Trying to hold on to it or trying to break away from it is causing all this turbulent energy, but it's like it's time for it to break apart. It's time for it to be released, because holding on to it is holding on to something that doesn't serve you anymore. You're holding on to a false part of yourself. You're trying to be something that you're not, or make the situation something that it's not. So you need to almost let... I paused then because they were giving me something and I couldn't quite get it. They were giving me Elsa. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. So it's very powerful. It's like, fine. Let the tower hit. Let the lightning strike. Let it go. Because it's stripping everything away. It's stripping away all the things that don't serve you anymore. All the things that are keeping you stuck and small. And it's allowing yourself to be authentic. It's allowing yourself to be true to yourself, to your inner self, to your core. And it's taking you to this place where everything's broken away and you can speak your truth. You may want to like write poetry or something. Journal, write poetry. I'm really getting like writing. You know how I was saying up here with like, look, she's got a book in her hand. So it's like documenting your feelings, documenting your experiences some way. Right, I need to speed up or we're going to run out of time again. So tell me about peace, time for a nap and TikTok, please. I'm going to do it like this. This is how I'm feeling this energy. Okay. Ace of Swords and Two of Swords. Yeah, speak your truth. Ace of Swords is speak your truth. Or get in a moment of clarity. Or information coming in. It could be information that rocks your world. It spirals you. It turns you upside down. But this is like, because I asked about peacetime for a nap on TikTok, this is you getting the clarity about some sort of conflict. Can you see the conflict happening in the background there, the crossed swords? So being at a loggerheads, being in conflict with somebody, but getting clarity about your truth and your feelings and your thoughts and opinions about a situation, and holding on to that, not quite communicating in this space of peace and reflection, not ready to communicate. You may have blocked someone on social media because you're not ready to talk. So tell me about growth in the thinking woman. The Fool, taking a leap of faith, and the Magician. So you're manifesting a leap of faith. You're manifesting a new start. You being very, very intuitive. Look, he's blindfolded, and he's holding on to this kind of like single flower here. So there's a sense of rising up. Didn't I say that right at the beginning with that the symbol on the Chariot card? It's like rising up. You may be ascending. You may be having an ascension, a spiritual awakening. So go and Google that if you don't know what that is. But it's like again, this thing about plants. Knowing your truth, being very authentic. It's white, so it's like authentic, true, pure. Allowing yourself to be guided. And look, he's even dropping normally the Fool carries this bag, but he's even dropped the bag. It's like dropping all the baggage. Like maybe it's a bit difficult to kind of like let that last piece go. That's like all the baggage from the past. It's in your head, zombie. It's like stuff that's already dead. Let it break free and just fly with something that feels pure and authentic. So follow your heart, follow your intuition here. Rise up. But you're manifesting it with that Magician. So it's like there is this sense of grounding with the Magician card, of making it happen, of making it a reality. So tell me about the chaos and the conflict, the change in the wind, and speaking your words. What's all this about? Ten of Swords, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords into the Ten of Swords. Well, there's the butterfly, right? There's the change. Now, normally, the Ten of Swords into the Ace of Swords, this specific card, what this means for me, the Ten of Swords is an ending. Something going, something breaking apart. It's done, it's over. It was really painful, it hurt. But it goes into the Ace of Swords, which is this card here, which is the truth, communication, authenticity. In the reverse, I'm seeing it as the Ace into the 10. So it's like some kind of truth being spoken, especially with the sword being in the upright now. A truth being spoken, a moment of realization. It's like something comes in, either you could speak something, someone could say something to you, and there's a huge change. Nothing is ever going to be the same again. It's like it's the Ace into the 10. It's like when you speak your truth, there's no going back. When you speak your truth, it's done, it's ended. So it's like you have to deliver. You're the one having to speak, right? Speaking your word, your voice. Your voice is going to end something from the past that doesn't serve you. Okay. Three of Coins there. Could be something to do with work. Okay, let's get a few more cards. I'm going to be quite quick with this because I don't want to run out of time. So can I get some cards, please, for... Okay, thank you. For this situation, the cards for this situation, I have to be quite quick because I have to do this 3 times. This deck is quite tricky, so no, nothing for there. Anything for here? So I just want to make sure if I split it into 3 piles, then less cards come out. It's like the energy can be more selective with what they're picking. Anything for here, please? Anything for here, please? Okay. Okay, thank you. You see how they come out. Anything for here, please? Thank you. Anything for here, please? Thank you. Anything for here, please? Anything else? Whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay, pack your bags. Right, let's see what we've got. So up here with all this peace, taking time out, time for a nap. I'm going to run through these quite quickly. You've got the Dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Harp, great happiness. Tortoise, this is your energy, Cancer. Slowly but surely getting ahead. It's also kind of earth sign energy. A stubborn, aggressive person could be dealing with an Aries, with it being the ram. Axe, forces working against you. So I feel like this is the person working against you, right? So watch out for somebody. This is probably somebody associated with the chaos and conflict. Could be Aries energy, forces working against you, a stubborn, aggressive person. But you're slowly and surely getting ahead, probably because of some sort of work you did in the past, which is leading to financial gain, right? It's like something's going to pay off because you've been sure and steady. Okay. So up here with growth, the thinking woman and the fool, this leap of faith. Successful plans, tying the knot. Okay, interesting because there's still marriage down here as well. Tying the knot. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. So have you acted in good karma? It looks like you have. Kite, vacation. Yay! It's almost like that's a kite as well. It's really interesting. They're showing me when I went through a walk in the fields, this may be what they were trying to get me to with that growth card. When I went through a walk in the fields once, there was a Batman kite up in a tree, stuck up in a tree. There was no one around to kind of like who it belonged to. So it clearly got stuck and it was just there then. But this Batman kite was in the tree for a couple of weeks. And I think I made a tweet about it and I said something like, Batman, that you? Or something ridiculous. So I don't know why that's popped into my head, but it's funny that I was getting Batman and then kite. So the Batman kite, perhaps. Something about December. And scissors, disappointment in some affair. So there could have been some disappointment in December. I'm seeing like the scissors cutting the kite strings, but it's like when you cut the string of the kite can flow, it can fly freely. So it's almost like a disappointment in disguise or in some way. Maybe that's what has to happen. You have to cut the string of the kite so that the kite can fly. Like I've seen the black crow as well there. Okay, so chaos and conflict and changing the wind. Marriage and a bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. So marriage could be like contracts as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be marriage, but there could be something here where you wanting to take a new job or something, and it's like having an impact on your living situation. So that could be what the chaos and conflict, changing the wind, that could be what it is. It's like a bit of a conflict between wanting to kind of stay in some kind of commitment or wanting to take a new job. Let's see what all this business is. So speaking your truth leads to this like abrupt ending. Horseshoe, good luck Cancer, speaking your truth. Dog, close up, pleasure with a close friend. Handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important. When you got a stranger and a close friend, I don't know. Maybe it's somebody you meet through a close friend. Bird perched, waiting for news package or letter. Could be that this person is waiting for you to speak, or you're waiting for them to speak. Flow, happiness, flowers. Another bird there. And lily, spiritual love. It's funny because I was watching Awakening to Spirit before I did your reading. I watched most of her readings. I can't remember which one it was, but her dog was in it. Her dog's called Lily. Spiritual love. Right. Anything else then? I was looking at the ram. Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. Whoa. And that's Mars and Venus. That is like divine love connection. That's the masculine and the feminine. Like that's hot. Passion and love. Wheel of Fortune. Can they give me? Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? I don't know. Maybe it's a change in a lover, change in a romance situation. I don't know. Maybe you've had a bit of a time out here with somebody. You've got that peace card. Maybe you've kind of spent lockdown with somebody who's a lover. So tell me about the kite and things. Yeah, Four of Swords. So doing that in healing work. I feel like this is you coming out of what you were doing here almost. Doing some sort of healing, doing that inner reflection, thinking things over, having a bit of a time out there. So I feel like if something did happen in December that maybe you felt cut loose in some kind of way, or you know, I feel it's like you need to cut something loose and having a really good think about it. And then 10 of Cups in the reverse. So something's not making you happy. The Ten of Cups in the upright should be happiness shared with other people. This is what you want from this, right? It's like happy house and home, friends, community, family, just happiness shared. It's like whatever your happily ever after looks like, this is it. They're giving, this is it. All this time, my love, it's the real thing. I can't explain what I'm feeling. I'm getting really into it. But Ten of Cups reversed, there's a situation that isn't that. And I think you started to realise it. And I feel like it's, the zebra. Where's the zebra gone? Where you feel like you've been trying to play a role, where you've been trying to force yourself to fit into a situation where it's not where you're meant to be. I think you realise now it's not where you're meant to be. So you do have to cut something loose. Again, it could be work, family, job, friends, relationships. Nine of Cups, there you go. So you leave the Ten of Cups where it's like you're meant to be happy in this place where it's with other people, but you're actually happier alone. So there's something here to do with independence, being independently happy, finding happiness within, but also wish fulfillment. There could be a lot of alcohol involved as well in the situation. Okay, so now let's go to, the Empress in reverse. So why is the Empress in reverse? Why is the Empress in reverse? Oh, King of Wands. Explain the Empress in reverse. The Magician. Okay, I feel like could be a number of different things. You could be, how I was talking about feminine and masculine energy, yin energy and yang energy. Cancer, you're a sign where you can be passive and feminine, and you can go with the flow and allow things to happen to you. Or you can sometimes step up and take the lead with that, because you've got that cardinal sign, right? So you could be being told here to come out of Empress energy. It's not the time to be passive. It's not the time to allow people to make decisions for you. You maybe need to take the wheel. You need to stand up and kind of be in a more Artemis-like energy. It's like Artemis is a very powerful feminine energy. She's a leader. She makes decisions. So here with the King of Wands, the King of Wands makes decisions. He takes action. And you've got the Magician as well, another masculine energy where it's somebody who manifests. They take dreams and make them a reality. So you're either being told to come out of this out of control sort of watery feminine energy and move into a more dominating masculine energy where you take control of your own life. It's like, don't let things sweep you away. Get the scissors and cut yourself free from whatever that is. Take the action. Or it could be that you are not supposed to take the wheel right now. So if you are the feminine energy, right? If you're the feminine energy, you could be being told, don't take the wheel. Allow, if you're connecting with a masculine, it could be allow the masculine to come in and take the lead. Or it could be, if you are the masculine energy, King of Wands and the Magician. Let me just have a quick look here. So you're either being called to speak your voice, to stand up, to take the lead, not let masculine energies come in and control you. But these are shown as positive and this is negative. It could be that there's a masculine energy here who needs to speak their truth and say that a situation isn't working out for them anymore. This person is not their empress. It's not the person they're meant to be with. But there's something over here where there's a spiritual love connection. So maybe that somebody needs to walk away from somebody who could be some sort of wife or mother figure, could be a boss. They need to speak their truth. They need to end something. They need to take action in order to bring their manifestation down into reality, because there's a lot of stuff down here that's like really good. Happiness, news package, letter. So I don't know. Take that as it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. It's not super clear for me. But big changes, but the energy feels really positive, Cancer. So stay in high vibration, avoid conflict, and best of luck with